Alright guys, welcome back. Yuri here. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's video and started to really introspect and maybe take action on those 6 rules that we shared from Arnold Schwarzenegger that helped him transform his life. Today, I've got my Transformer shirt on. Oh yeah, Transformers, baby. Now the reason I'm wearing the Transformer shirt is because the theme this week is kind of transforming yourself, transforming your life into what you want it to be to help you achieve your goals. Now I'm not Tony Robbins obviously, and I'm not a self-help guru, but I've always prided myself on helping my clients achieve their fitness and health goals and lifestyle goals, not only through fitness and diet, but also really understanding the inner game. The psychology is so important. And today we're going to be talking about creating your reality, creating your dream. And what's cool is that wherever you are in life today, you can change that in a year from now. You can change that tomorrow. You can change who you are, where you are, and achieve whatever you want to have, be, and do in the next couple months and couple years. All it takes is a bit of vision and determination to setting some goals and staying focused on those goals. So I'm going to share what I personally do to help me achieve that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to share with you, and if you've seen The Secret, you've probably heard of this before, but it's called a vision board. Okay, so what you want to do is you'll take, this is a Bristol board right here, okay? You can get this at Home Depot or Business Depot or wherever they sell them for like 79 cents. This one is blank, and the reason it's blank is because I'm putting together my new vision board this week before Christmas, and I've got all my pictures ready to go. And so here's the power with the vision board. Now some people think, okay, well, it's wishy-washy, blah blah blah. The reality is that it's not wishy-washy. It's very powerful, because what you're doing with a vision board is you're essentially, if you've never done one of these, is you're essentially creating a visual depiction of what you want your life to be like. So all it is visual goal setting. So instead of writing goals down, I mean, that's great. You have to start with that, right? But if you have pictures that will conjure up emotion, that is going to be powerful. And so here's what I suggest. Get a Bristol board, okay? Grab one of these from Business Depot. If you have one at home, that's great. Go through magazines, go on the internet, find images of what you want to be like, what you want your body to look like, for instance, the types of foods you want to eat, the lifestyle you want to live, the house you want to live in, the car you want to drive, whatever it is, whatever is going to get your mojo going. You want to find images like that again conjure up emotion. Print them off, cut them out, whatever, and then you can stick them on your vision board. At the same time, you can also use words, whatever is, the important thing is whatever is going to resonate for you, whatever is going to get you emotionally charged when you see that. That is very, very important. So the vision board, I'll tell you my personal story about the vision board in a second, is one of the first steps to achieving whatever you want in life. Doesn't matter, like I'm telling you, like anything. Because what you're doing here is you're essentially taking goals that you have and you're putting them in a visual format. And a lot of us, like myself, are visual learners. So for instance, for me, I can resonate a lot more with an image than I can with words. So if I write down, I'm so happy that now, blah, 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 my goal statements, that's great, but it takes me a lot more visualization and really kind of getting into the state as opposed to looking at an image. And very, very powerful. So vision board, okay, that's the first thing you want to do is put down the images, create it, put it up on the wall, put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. Just having those images, just like they're going to filter into your subconscious mind. And what's going to happen is that, remember, your subconscious mind, your brain, does not know the difference between something it vividly imagines and something it actually experiences. So the more you can relate to these images, the more you look at this vision board, and the more you believe that this is you, right? You literally become part of the vision board, of your vision, right? The sooner, or the more effectively, that will become your reality. Now, to go with that, what you want to do, and this has been, showed by I don't even know how many studies, you need to write down your goals. You need to write down the goals you want to achieve in your life. And there's a lot of different takes on writing goals and setting goals. One of the best books that I've read is called The Rockefeller Habits. It's obviously the Rockefellers, the very famous family out of the States way back in the day. So this book was based on some of their principles, and what's the author, it's more kind of a business book, but what the author talks about is that we only really need 2 timelines. we need a long-term vision and then a 3-month short-term kind of goal setting plan. So the long term is, maybe 5 to 10 years out. From a health and fitness perspective, this might be a little bit long, okay? It's like, well, where do you want to be in 10 years? Well, that's quite a ways away. But maybe let's look at maybe a year from now, okay? So it's like the end of 2012. Where do you want to be? How do you want your body to look like? What type of health do you want to, what type of state of health do you want to be in? Have a very clear vision of what that is. And from that, right, that ties in with the vision board. Then you can work backwards and you can look at, okay, if my 1-year goal or my 3-year, my 5-year, 10-year, whatever time frame you're working at, health, life, all aspects of your life really, it should be career, finances, health, relationships, all the major areas of your life. You want to really get clear on those long-term goals, where you want to be. The short term is obviously the 3-month goal, right? So like the quarterly goals, if you will. And this is like, okay, so you have your vision. Now, what are the immediate steps that I need to take to start moving towards that vision, to making it a reality? So if your 1-year goal, for instance, is to lose 20 pounds, I want to lose 20 pounds by the end of next year. And the thing is, when you're stating your goals, you want to write them down in the present as if they've already happened. So if you're writing your goals from, for instance, from a year from now, so the end of 2012, you're going to, the goal should be like, I'm so happy now that I've achieved my ideal weight of X, okay? And so let's say your goal is to lose 20 pounds from where you are today. What's the 3-month time frame goal? What are you going to do over the next 3 months to make that a reality? Again, write that down specifically. And again, write it in the present as if it's already happened. So you're going to look 3 months out, write down those goals. I'm so happy now that, or I'm so grateful now that, blah, 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 okay? And to be very honest, what's going to help with that as well is having a very clear, several actually very clear reasons why you want to achieve those goals. So this goes back to the vision. What is the vision? Why must you achieve this vision? And the cool thing is when you have a very compelling vision, a lot of your day-to-day choices will become a lot easier, because now, again, assuming you're looking at your vision board, you're relating with that long-term vision, you start to become more congruent with who you want to become. Okay, so the choices you make are a little bit better, and they move you slowly but surely towards that ultimate vision. Again, having those reasons why kind of tie in with that vision. If you know that you have to achieve something or be somebody, right? What are those reasons underneath? Why? Keep going deeper, 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 and those will give you the fuel to make these short-term changes in the 3-month term. Okay, so we got the 3-month goals. And then we've got our long-term vision. I'll give you my personal vision for our company, and I've shared this many times, is that we are like hell-bent on empowering 10 million people or more by 2018 to live healthier, fitter, and better lives. So with that vision, okay, so we want to reach 10 million people, really improve their lives and health and all that stuff. What are the 3-month, in the 3-month time frame over the next 3 months, what are the things that we have to do to move us towards those goals? Okay, and it's a cool way of taking a very kind of grand concept and chunking it down. And you can do this in any area of your life. And the same thing when I was playing soccer. As a very young kid, I had the vision of one day I will become a professional soccer player. I had no doubt in my mind. I was honestly delusional. And you have to be delusional to some degree. But again, having that vision allowed me to take daily action to making that a reality. I obviously there was periods of doubt where you don't know if this is going to happen or if you're good enough or whatever it is. But you have to really overcome that with incredible belief in yourself and your ability to achieve goals. Doesn't matter if you have or haven't in the past. You can change all of that. Again, it starts with having the vision, having a clear vision of what you want, and then taking the steps to making daily efforts, right? Taking the action, working your butt off, as Schwarzenegger says, to make that a reality. Now, I want to give you, just before we finish off, one quick anecdote about how powerful this vision board stuff is. So I talked about how when I was young I wanted to play professional soccer. I didn't really use vision boards back then, but I did without really knowing it. Because what I would have is pictures on my computer, pictures on my wall of these big stadiums, and I always envisioned myself playing in these stadiums in front of tens of thousands of people, and just the crowd roaring and using all the senses, right? So the sounds, the sights, the smells, everything that I would experience in reality, I started recreating that in my mind, looking at these images, putting myself in a state where it was almost like I was there. And we can all do this in any area of our lives. It's so powerful. Now, the second incredible example of this is 5 years ago, I think. I'm not a huge fan. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not a huge fan of cars. I believe cars are a waste of money. That's essentially what they are. Okay, you buy a car and it's a money pit. Okay, at the same time, if you can afford a car and if you enjoy fast cars, if you enjoy nice cars, whatever. I mean, if you can afford it, that's great. Now, several years ago, I had the goal of I wanted to attain a certain car. So I had this car on my desktop on my computer, on my laptop. Now, my mom was living in Calgary at the time, so when I went to visit her, I took my laptop, obviously, and I was doing some work at the dining room table, and she saw the car on my desktop, and she asked me, what it was, and I said, well, this is the car I'm going to get. Again, that I'm going to get, not that I want to get, but I'm going to get, right? Notice the difference? So she asked me, and she's like, well, have you taken it for a test drive? And I was like, actually, no, I haven't. It would make sense to do that. That's another thing. Again, put yourself in this state. Take the car for a drive. Take a tour around that house. Whatever it is, whatever you want to achieve, get yourself into that environment, right? Experience it. So I had taken it for a test drive. So she's like, okay, let's go to the dealership and let's take it for a test drive. Okay, that made sense. Sounds good to me. So got in the car, drove to the dealership. Now this is where it gets crazy. So we pull into the dealership. We pull into the driveway, and I'm just like, holy bleep! I'm not going to say the word. The exact car that was on my desktop, and I'm talking about the model, the year, the color, everything to the letter, was sitting right there in front of us. It was like I could not believe my eyes. Sitting as we pulled into the driveway, it's like right in front of us, as if to say, hey, this is the car you wanted, well, here you go. Pretty awesome. So anyways, went to the dealership, took the car for a test drive. I realized, okay, it's a little bit too powerful for steady driving. I didn't end up getting it, but I did get another model, okay? And it was just as good, if not better, for me at the time. So I'm not to say that you have to do this with cars or materialistic things. Whatever jazzes you up, whatever gets you going, have that vision, put it on your vision board, write down those goals, make sure they're emotionally compelling to you, and you'll be amazed. Again, if you can repeat this, if you can look at this, if you do these things on a daily basis to really ingrain it inside your brain, you'll be amazed at how quickly these things will come into your life. So that's the video for today. Again, start looking forward to next year. What is the vision you want to start creating for your life and yourself? And start taking action on that today. We'll see you tomorrow.